by the way, our Western Master has to leave at 10. He's got a second and third degree on the western part of the state today, and he's told me that somewhere between 40 and 50 guys will be coming into the second and third degree on the western part of the state. He's also a third degree team leader for the western side of the state. This time I'd like to call forward our Steve Reuter for any words of wisdom, and then we'll just keep right on going down. Hope I didn't catch you by surprise, Steve.
Thank you. What's my word of wisdom? Gentlemen, I'm pleased and proud to be here again this year to be part of our fourth degree team at the Eastern District, and very pleased to work with Roland. I've worked with him for a number of years when he belonged to our assembly. I'm also happy to be working with Pat. After 12 years, or 11 to 12 years of doing this district coordinator, I thought it was time that maybe I let someone else do it. And I retired a couple of years ago, so it was just another way for me to try to slow down a little bit and something else that I do. And we do a great job every year with our exemplification, and it's really shows what you as members or the leaders of our group recruit new members and keep this organization going. And you also give us a lot of help in setting up, tearing down, and organizing our exemplifications, and I appreciate that very much. Makes my job easier. So I hope to continue that for this year yet, and we'll see what happens. Thank you.
Pat, would you like to say a few words? I know I'm not surprising you because I mentioned I would be calling on you.
Thank you. I just want to briefly just say thank you to Roland for considering me for this position. I know from watching Steve over the years, it is a challenging job, and it's amazing that he's gone that long. But I'll do my best to learn well, to try to fill his shoes, and represent that great team that we have in the fourth degree. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call forth our district secretary, Sir Knight Ed Van Blumen Jr.
Thank you, faithful master. I can see by the table over there, everybody has their raffle tickets. We were very fortunate to get those because of the indecision of Supreme, or the late decision of Supreme to make the announcements on the massacre. I just moved forward and decided that we needed to get those tickets printed so they were made available to you today. And we were very fortunate that faithful master Ron also showed up, so we gave him his 50,000 tickets, and he can bundle them himself and deliver those. But the one thing about the raffle, it's going to start the minute you walk out of here today. If you want to sell across the table to each other, you can do that today too. But that is effective immediately, so you can start selling those tickets and getting those out there to your members, and hopefully the members will sell those to the public at large as well. And please understand that the lifeblood of this Eastern Wisconsin district in putting on the type and extravagant exemplification that we do is based on the success of these raffle tickets. So the cost of putting on exemplification is just extraordinarily expensive, as are state conventions, as we're finding out, and they're not getting any cheaper. So that is the lifeblood of this Eastern Wisconsin district. So we basically handed out raffle tickets based on numbers from last year, only because I didn't have available the rosters that were available for July 1 of this year. So once Master Roland gets those, they usually send me a copy of that, so I can make the adjustments in terms of what the numbers are based, on the sales and the bonus. So Nothing has changed for the tickets. Everything's the same. The only thing different about the tickets is the date for the exemplification next year and the color. The prizes are the same, and there has been some discussion about whether or not it's time to look at expanding the prizes for the tickets. Now, we did that just recently, but there's some question about moving away from the $2 in tickets or 3 for $5 to $5, and we can certainly have that discussion a little later on. There was some question whether or not we could do that when we had our meeting at the exemplification, but we informed everybody there that this was the place to make that decision at the annual meeting, so that all the assemblies could make a decision based on the information that was brought out. So, matter of fact, Jim Fowler from Sheboygan Assembly has brought that to my attention, and we'll expand on it a little later, Jim, okay? Also in those packets are your report forms, the information, the fact sheet, and the bonus. Again, nothing has changed from the previous year. The only thing I would encourage you to do is remind your members, even though my address is on that ticket, and they'll do it anyway, some of them will do it every year, one member will always send their money to me, and what I have to do is turn it around and send it back to the appropriate assembly so that they can record it for their records, and then have them turn around and send it back to me as part of a larger packet. So even though my address is on there, just make your members aware that it has to get back to whoever you appoint as your raffle ticket coordinator. So very important that you get that out. And I understand that not all members come to all the meetings, not all assemblies have newsletters, so the last resort is when people see the address on there, they'll send it to me. And that's fine, I can deal with that, but if you can get that word out to eliminate having to turn that around, and Master Ron, I can assure you that I get them from the West too, so I'll spin those back around to you as well. So, like I say, the reporting form is very easy, and I want to thank my wife for helping me. She packed up all those boxes and bags as she traditionally does. She does not allow me to do that, to interfere with that process that she has. So, and you need to understand that Noreen is extremely helpful to me. She does a lot of the recording that comes in. She does the reconciliation and the deposits for me. And with her banking background, that helps me a great deal. So, but are there any questions or about the raffle tickets? Has there been? I didn't even get it out of my mouth. I'll get to you in a minute, Faithful Master. Oh, here, in terms of any problems with the way the raffle ticket program was handled last year, I hadn't heard of any huge issues other than perhaps maybe increasing the price of the ticket and expanding the price of the prize, but I never heard from anybody across the Eastern Wisconsin District that we had any problems. So this is a great time to bring it up. I mean, if you have a question, I'll be more than happy to answer it if I can, Jim.
Can you repeat the bonus again? Bonus rules?
Yeah, the bonus rules are, I knew you were going to do that. Hang on a minute.
And you're not ready?
Right there.
It has a bag.
There.
In the bag.
Okay, the bonus is a bonus of $2 per member will be returned to assemblies that sell an average of at least $10 of tickets per member in your assembly. This will be based on the assembly membership as of July 1. I put 2012 because they didn't have 13 yet. So if you already have your rosters, you know what that number will be. The assembly in the Eastern District will share equally in the ticket sales that exceed $10 per member, and this will be returned to the assembly along with a $2 bonus. The sharing of tickets sales can help raise funds for the assembly treasury. Also, where is it? Here we go. A plan to share profits with the assembly. Additionally, the assemblies that sell more than $10 of tickets per member will receive an additional refund that will be equal to 1/2 of that amount that exceeds $10 per member. In other words, half of that goes to the assembly. So if you sell an average of $12, you'll get an extra $1 per member. The other $1 comes back to the Eastern District. So this hasn't changed. This is the same program that's available in the West, as I understand. The two masters have coordinated that effort. So But Jim, that profit sharing is still the same, so.
Thank you.
Fifth Master.
That was my question.
That was your question.
That's
Jerry.
I had an assembly that had talked to you about tickets at the last minute. I think we have got to stay strictly to a deadline of those tickets being turned in, because I know some of the people had sold tickets to turn the money in, but by the time they got the tickets in the basket, the basket was already full.
Yeah, what we do is, we send out